Sven Freudenfeld from bnetTV. Welcome to the Mobile World Congress 2013 in Barcelona. And with us is Sven Freudenfeld from Kontron. How you doing, sir?
Good, yourself?
Excellent. Kontron is actually a known company, and you guys actually been in business for a long, long time. And I'm always happy to see you guys. Every time I come here, not only do I get impressed of what you guys make and what role you play in the ecosystem, but for our first-time viewers, can you talk to us about your company and what role they play in this system?
Right, so Kontron is a global-wide company. We publicly traded on the technology exchange in Europe, on the DAX. So we are pretty much known from the embedded computing technology market space. We have multiple platforms in a partnership with Intel, primarily what we are providing to our customers, which are typically telecom equipment or network equipment manufacturers. We've been in business since 1989 doing this, and we have brought design centers throughout the world, including Montreal, where I'm based from. Our division is primarily focusing on communications products, which is including carrier-grade environment, but also cloud services and cloud platforms for machine-to-machine and transcoding as well.
I always say that the hardest thing that a provider finds himself out there, even though they have the infrastructure in place, is to be able to deliver the services in time and have the devices they need and the equipment they need to provide those services. Because the more users that start using those services, it affects the performance of the current infrastructure, not just in the bandwidth, but the services themselves to deploy that over their bandwidth. Correct. Can your company actually meet that demand? Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, so the main challenges for cloud services or for hosted services is primarily the cost. So the CapEx, the operating expenses, the capital expenses, and also we see a hybrid between a data center and a central office type of environment. So in order to do that, you will have to have a sort of optimized platform where you can actually take advantage of energy savings and be more efficient to provide services to your customers without any quality impact to your customers. So you still need the high availability functionality. You need to be able to do transcoding in the cloud. You have to be able to scale the platform up and down because you have different size of packets coming into the cloud and providing the content to the end user. So the way we actually see that is a bit more innovative when the traditional server class in the data center and the cloud, we actually came up with a concept or with an idea as a platform to be optimized for cloud services. So we can actually scale up with multiple CPUs and switching built into the platform and load balancing. And we can actually manage the platform in an economic way where we can actually have energy savings. And we are also eliminating the burden of additional software layers on top to do virtualization to broaden the delivery of content to the end user. So whenever you add software on top of a multi-core massive CPU, a high-end CPU, it's also causing a security threat, right? Because whenever there's a software layer, you have to maintain that software layer. In our case, we actually have a distributed computing architecture where we can actually scale up and scale down, and we can optimize the platform based on the utilization of each of the CPU and have power saving during the downtime when the private cloud or public cloud has been accessed.
I always find myself in the industry learning something new. And actually, companies such as yours are always bringing such great innovation into the industry. As always, can you talk to us what product line you have now this year in Barcelona? Obviously, you guys are always coming out with something new every year and enhancing your product line. Right. But you're enhancing it based on the demand. Right. And the demand of today is M2M and cloud services. Right. Can you talk to us about your new product line and what brings you to Barcelona this year? Right.
So what we see is M2M and cloud services going hand in hand. There's the M2M device, which is actually deployed, depending on vending machines or gaming machines, or even power plants or even mobile healthcare, which is playing a role with M2M. So this is just the beginning. I mean, we see a lot of demand for machine-to-machine communications. So the M2M device can be a gateway or a terminal. What it does is collecting data, right? And so the data stream from the M2M device to the network is actually smaller packet size because it's really just monitoring, sensoring, and so on, right? So if you, the question here is, what do you do with that data when it goes into the network? So therefore, the mobile cloud infrastructure is the one who need to be optimized to actually economically manage this traffic and actually also do diagnostics and analytics to that data. So let's say if you have a video stream for, let's say, video surveillance as a service, right? So you do the majority of the transcoding, you do it on the CPU itself. So since we're working with Intel, we're using the graphic engine from Intel to do the transcoding, and we're only utilizing 16% of the CPU. So you can use the CPU for the rest of the CPU cycles to do analytics, and then I actually have a data created for the cloud where you can do security implementations or even any other analytics for the video stream coming from the M2M device or throughout the network. The other portion is if you look at the handset device, right? So iPhone, you name it. The biggest challenge is the battery life. If I'm running a gaming application on my mobile device, even if I'm not using it, in some cases, on some instances, it's still running in the background.
Correct.
So that drains my battery life. So the CPU is using it, even if I'm not actually gaming virtually on that device. So all the applications moving into the direction to become a virtual application means they're moving towards the cloud. And therefore, we need to have a more distributed computing architecture. And we're actually addressing that with our platform, where we have up to 18 CPUs, smaller CPUs, distributed in a 2U environment, and building switching into the platform, and we can actually scale it up and build multiple clusters.
Like I said, I'm always learning something new from you guys. It's amazing how strong your architecture is, and I'm pretty sure a lot of providers who are actually looking at this and trying to figure out how to do new markets are going to be looking at your Kontron as a solution and a partner.
Okay. Yeah. So definitely we can provide the end-to-end solution. So we have the hardware platform, we have the switching capability already built in. With the M2M device, we have an ecosystem where we can provide the developers a tool he needs to actually develop a M2M application, no matter which vertical market it is. So we have the capabilities for that. And we also have the core network infrastructure, meaning the cloud services, cloud platform itself from a hardware perspective, but also carrier-grade environment for any other applications which are going into a central office type of service provider IT implementation.
Well, just to end this conversation in reference to this industry, which is so amazing, the future of M2M cloud services is, as a host myself, is the future I see in this industry. And I'm sure the next couple of years we're going to see every car manufacturer out there, every vending machine playing a role in the M2M market. And for sure Kontron will be there to meet that demand. And as always, I'm always happy to talk about it, this subject specifically, but at the same time I know that companies such as yours are meeting that demand.
Absolutely. So we have a roadmap on both sides, on the cloud service, on the cloud platform itself. So there's a long-term roadmap. So we're following the trends in the industry. So power consumption is a major concern for our customers. So we will address that, going down the path in the next 5 years on this cloud service platform. We call it SimCloud. And the same thing on the M2M platform. So again, battery life and power efficiency is the key to be successful to deploy these M2M services, right?
Very good. Thank you so much for spending time with us, Sven.
Okay, thanks a lot.
This was Sven Freudenfeld from Kontron, and my name is Nelson Pereira from bnetTV at the Mobile World Congress 2013 in Barcelona.